Let's just continue from where we stopped. So where was I? Someone just reminded me where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Okay. Okay, can we all see my screen once again?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, good. So now I was explaining cardinality, right? I was explaining cardinality. Um, okay, let me do this. I want to ask ChatGPT to tell us what cardinality means in a simple term. Okay, what is what is cardinality in a database management system? Okay, 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 1 second. Simply put, okay, so now I'll show you guys my GPT. You guys should not check what I've searched for recently. I searched for some crazy stuff. Okay, let me share my ChatGPT screen. Okay, so now it explains cardinality like this. In a database management system, cardinality refers to the uniqueness or number of elements in a set of relations.
Your screen is not visible.
You can't see it now.
It's
You
visible
can't see
here.
my screen. Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can see your
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Okay. So it says cardinality in a relationship in a database makes the number of possible relationship between rows and two tables. So there's different types of cardinality. There's one to one, one to many, many to many. There's even many to one. So basically, each row in table A is related to only one row in table B. Like now, what do you understand what that means, please? Quickly. If you just
Yes.
understand what did someone say no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to tell ChatGPT to give us simple examples of each. Okay. So now it's one to one. Each row in table A is related to each row in table B. So now we are going to take our two tables. Our two tables in this our database is the sales table and the dates table. So one to one, an example of one to one is an employee table, a database for employee and company car. In a company, in a reputable company, two people cannot share one car. Two people cannot share one company car, right? So each car will have its own plate number, and then each employee will have their own plate number. So if we were to link, let me share my full screen. Okay. Okay, so look at this one. If we were to link, if we were to link two tables, let's say this was our car table on the right, and this was our employee table on the left. If we were to link the car that which employee has, we would link it in a one-to-one format because we will link their car's plate number to that employee that is on the left because only them can use that car. I don't know if that's a bit understandable more. Only them can use that car. So another example is the one-to-many relationship, a database for a school with teachers and students. So now each teacher has a unique ID and each student can teach as a unique ID. So now one teacher can teach multiple students, just like what's going on here. One teacher can teach multiple students. One student cannot have one teacher to themselves, but one employee can have one car to themselves. Do we kind of grab it now? I want to tell me they understand. Okay. Another example is the many-to-many relationship. There's a database for courses and students, and many students can take many courses. I, as a student, can take many courses. Another student can take plenty courses. But that's why it's many-to-many relationship, because many can link to many. So now on our database here, based on our database that we have here, what we are going to do is one to many, because each there are plenty dates on the left hand side, plenty dates, but it can only be one day on the date table that is linked to those plenty dates. So now if we have our date table as 1st of January 2017, 2nd of January 2017, but on this particular date, there will be many of there can be as much as 20 orders on the 1st of January, but there's only one of that date in our dates table. I guess that as we are working further with dates and more in Power BI, we'll surely see how this works. Not even only on Power BI, in different facets of life in general, different facets of life in general, and our different facets of life in general, and our database management systems. So now I'm going to select one to many here. Most times that's the default to select for you, because Power BI is, I've told you guys this multiple times, Power BI is smart. So once you see something like this, it will think for itself. It's only when you need to change something that you, okay, that's when it will be like, okay, so this is that. So basically, one to many, save. Now save this, make this relationship active, save. So you guys have seen how I linked dates to the other dates, right? Nobody's responding. When will respond? Okay. Thinking that you guys have left me again. Okay, good. So we can go back to our can go back to our can go back to our DAX channel. Our DAX can you okay, sorry, I was showing you guys how to create a date table. So we don't even need to go back to our slides. We can just go back to our Power BI. So now we've created a link. We've created a link with how we do. Move and create new dates, because we can we can create new columns, because we right here we can see that we just simply have the date as it is. But earlier in our slide, I showed you guys that earlier in our slide. Let me open our dark slide. Earlier in our dark slide, I showed you guys that use different functions to show different things. Sorry, I'm waiting for this dark thing to show. Okay, so now look here. Based on this that we have here, so now we can create different columns in our date table. We can create a year column, a quarter column, a month column, the day of the year column. Basically, anything that relates to that date, the day of that date. So we can create columns for every single one. So most times people can do a lot of things. I've seen a database that has a month name column, a short month name column, because you can have January, then you can also have Jan, you can have February, you can have Feb, you can have March, you can have MAR. So basically, the person had the column that had the long month name, short month name, long day name, short day name self was there. They now had like the column that had like another format of this. Basically, things like that. So let's just experiment with that. Let's experiment with that a bit. And then that will be the end of DAX for a while. I think they're still going to take you guys advanced DAX. Right now, we're still in basics. So now we have our single column here. Okay, so what do we suggest? Let's create a new column. I'll be a new column, yes. New column. So now I want you guys to suggest in the comments what type of column we should create. Should we create something based on the month? Should we create something based on the time? Should we create something based on the day, or based on the quarter of the year, or based on the year? Let's let's do the most basic one first. Let's create a column for the year of the date by the left. So now to create that, we're going to we'll name our column, which is year. Yes, year. Then equals to, we are seeing my screen, right? Okay, so year equals to year brackets. and then we put our date stuff, our dates table with bracket dates in it. So close brackets to enter. What we are going to have here, I hope it works. Okay, see, good. We've gotten our year column. Our year column now has 2017. If I keep going down, I'll see that we ended the year. We ended the year around the year, yes. And then we enter 2018. We go down more, go down more. We see that we enter 2019. Yeah, I'm supposed to be increasing my screen here. So see as we go down, we see more and more. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure this is recording for those that left. So now I'm supposed to send you guys an attendance register safe. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me send you guys the attendance register. Um okay, 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Can everyone hear me? I sent a Google sheet in the chat box. A Google sheet in the chat box. I think you should fill your stuff there. Your Fill your attendance there, please. Yes. And it's session 4. Please, do you guys hear me? I need a thumbs up. Fill your attendance. Okay, good. You can fill your attendance. So for now, where was I? I'm okay. I was suggesting that we create dates tables and all that. Okay, can someone suggest something we should create on a new column to create in this date table?
What about the quarter?
Okay, good. That's a good suggestion. I think I'm also seeing in the chat. I'm also seeing in the chat. Okay, okay, okay. Nobody saying it in the chat. Okay, let me go to the quarter. Said we should do a quarter. So now to do that the same way, we are already in the table view, right? We are not supposed to be in the table view, sure. But me, sometimes when I'm working the table, I'll be in the table view. So easily I can just come up here and click new column. Once I've clicked new column, it will create a new column right in front of me and ask me to put the formula up here, right here. So now the formula for quarter, I'll first name the column quarter, and I put equal to, then I'll put quarter, capital letter quarter. Well, small letter too, it will automatically change. So quarter now, I'll now put brackets, and then to ask me to put a what's the word? An argument. Yes, put an argument, which is what's our argument? Our arguments in this data will always be based. Will always, if you are listening, I hope you are listening to this. Our arguments in this table will always be based on that original date, the very first column. So I'll just put dates, which is our table, then date. Let me admit this person. Schedule column. Okay, admit. Okay, so now I'll just put dates here, then I'll put the dates, the name of the column, which is date. So that's close brackets. Okay. Can we see that we are seeing 1 1 1? That's because our date is in January. Go down again, we can see 1 1. Our date is in March. Then immediately it enters April, we can see 2 2 2 2 2. Immediately it enters July, August, we can see 3 3, and immediately it enters November, October, we can see 4 4 4. We've created new quarters like that based on what we have here. So now we are seeing 1 again. That's because we entered the new year 2018, and it started from January again. Basically, till we go down, we'll keep saying 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Another is there another suggestion for another thing to create in this date column? Mm, any suggestion related to dates? Okay, let's do this. Let's get the day of every single one. How about that? Okay, someone said time. Yeah, we can also do time, but if you look at this data well, right? If you look at this data well, we are looking right. If you look at this data well, we don't have any time on this. We have zero. I mean, we have 0 0 0 0 0, but we don't have the time gone gone. Why we didn't have the time gone gone is because now our original data sets right here, now our original order dates, yes, now order dates right here, there was no time constraints. That calendar auto that used to create that first column. It's created it based on what is here. And in this place, there's no date column by the side. There's no date, there's no time, sorry, there's no time by the side. So that's why it gave us 000 in our date table. Do we understand now? Okay. So someone said, and now I'm saying we should create a day. So now let's create a day. So we know the day that each one was. So now day equal to day, yes, day. If I put the brackets, it will show me what it does. Returns a number from 1 to 31, representing the day of the month. This will take the number that is by the leftmost, which is that one on that side. So now, sorry. So now I'm putting day here. And I'm putting, what do we do? We put the dates column, yes. Dates. You can see every single row now has its own day. Every single row now has its own day. Every single one now has its own day. Yup. I hope you understand what we have done here. Please, can I just see a unified thumbs up from everybody?
Yes, we understood.
Okay, so now what's next? We notice that we don't have any text yet. Most of these are numbers. I mean, why am I saying numbers? Most of them are numerical. So now why not create a new Kenny that will have the value of the day going on, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or the month going on. Let's say I wanted to create that. Now new once again, new column. New column, this column. Now let me name this one day name because it's the name of the day. So day name equals what's the formula for this one? Okay, now look at this, please. Based on this thing I showed you guys earlier, let me open my in the DAX. If we are looking at that DAX Excel sheet, let me open the DAX slide. Why did I say Excel sheet? The DAX slide shows that we can get the weekday of something. How? By using this formula, the format formula. Format, put dates, then put D to get the day of the week. That's the way to get that one. That's like the default because we are trying to. I think it's because we are trying to get the text. That's why it has to be like that. Most times, all this year, quarter, months, it will return something numerical, which is the number of the month, quarter, the number of the quarter. But weekday format will return text most times. So let's go back to our Power BI. I'm supposed to have ended this. So I'm supposed to have, because we still have to do visualizations today. Okay, back to Power BI. What are we doing here? We are trying to create. Okay, so now day name. Let's use format into brackets. Now, what's the value? What's the value we are trying to get? We are trying to get it from this day. So I think we'll put our dates, our dates again. Then comma. What's the format? We are putting it in text, which is DDDD. And if I press enter, will this work? Will this work? Okay, good. It's work. Can we see it in live action now? Okay. So Sunday, Monday. So like now, if I want to know what was first 9th of January in 2017, now I can know that it's a Monday. If we are doing some specific analysis and we use some visualization and then we say what is the, but the question is what is the key of these? Yes, what's the sorry, how much did we make in total on Mondays in the week? I mean Mondays in this year. So we can know, okay, which day did we sell most? Let me check you out. Let me quickly do a quick visualization based on that. Let's say we want to use a column chart. This is our column chart. So we want to see, okay, let's see how much profit we made on Mondays. Yeah. Profits. Where is profits? Oh, we've not made profits in this particular file. That was the old file. Let me do these things from scratch again. Let me quickly do this thing. So it will be like a quick reminder of how we used to do, how we created columns. Since profit is a column, because you have a profit for every row, that's why we are doing this. By the way, this is a row context something because we are working with, the thing is going to calculate the profit on every column. Profit equal to item price A sum A item price minus item cost. Okay, is that it? That's the formula, right? Is that the formula? Someone should confirm for me. Let me check it. Okay, yeah, it's correct now. So now I want to see how much profit did you make on Mondays now? How much profit did you make on Mondays generally? So I can carry the profits column I just created, drop it on top of our column chart. I drop it on top of our column chart. So now it's just showing the total sum of the profits. Let me create a card here. Do we need a card for this? Well, we don't need a card. But now it's just showing our total column because that's the only thing that is on there. There's nothing in the x-axis. There's nothing down here to separate them. Now we can now drag our day name that we created here. We created day name, right? That's Monday, Tuesday. You can now carry it and drop it on top too. I think really work. Really work. Really work. Yes, it worked. It worked. It worked. I was scared of it. No when sometimes it's when I know. But like now, can we see now? If I now ask you guys, if I asked you guys, if I asked you guys, what on what day did we make? On what day did we make the most profit? This is very obvious to just see. And someone just answer me based on this chart. Wait, can you guys see it well? Based on this, what day did you make the most profits?
Tuesday.
It's even arranged, for some reason
It's
it's
arranged
arranged.
now, yes.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
it's arranged descending in descending order. That's something I have to set here. It's not supposed to be sorted. You can change all that. That's to be taught in visualizations. I don't know if you guys will be available for another class, maybe tomorrow, because visualization is quite a bit wide, and I don't think we can cover it everything today, sure. But anyway, let's just move for now. Yep. So that's what I'm saying about the day stuff. I don't think we can be able to have created this if I don't think we can be able to have created this if we just had the normal dates there, something like this. I mean, now we can, obviously. Now we can. So I'm trying to create the hierarchy. Okay, so now this is the other date, and it's working with. There's no kidney here. Try. This is not supposed to be right. That's making. Look at this. Now we can do all this. We can do all this, but we don't have the day yet. We don't have anything we can use as a to know which day we can eat most. We can know which month, sure. Like we can know which month we even did everything most, but we can't know based on can't know we can't I don't know how to explain that. But we can't know the particular day. This is the sum of profit by month totally. Total. And this is the sum of months by day, but not the day name. This one is just by okay, on the first of every month, what did we make? Like now, if we are looking at this on the most day, the day they made the most profits was the seventh day of every month, like total sha. But if we have to say average, that's another thing we still have to teach here. Summarization. Now, when I put that profit thing on this chart, it automatically did a sum. It automatically did a sum. Sometimes you have to do an average. Like now, if they say, what's the total profits we made every every seventh day of the month? That's when I'll come here. I'll click this. Why is it not clicking? Anyway, so I'll check it like this. Day 7. I'll know that it's 431,000 we made total on all the sevens combined. But now if I want to say what's the average we made on every seventh day of the month, the average, because we want to know how much we bring in on average on every seventh day. We'll use this. We'll come here to the y-axis where we put profit, and then we'll click and then we'll summarize it as the sum. If you want to know the minimum, you can do that. If you want to know the count, you can do that. So now the average profit we make every 26th is $218. Every 219 is sorry, every 22 is $219 again. I I feel like we still have to have another class for us to be able to do this thing well. But I'll probably be down to do that tomorrow if you guys are available. But I don't know if you guys will be fully available though. But oh well, because it's supposed to be 2 days, 2 day classes. But I'll try to take all I can of visualization today. But that's that for date table, Sha. You guys get my point, right? On how dates work. There's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can do in this date table. Let me quickly create one last column. Let me create something called there's something called I think there's something called day short name. Like now, if I wanted just SUN or just wanted JN, let me check that. Let me try to create that. You can experiment with it. That's why your assignment for this class, the only assignment I'll be giving you in this particular class is to create a date table from scratch. If I ask you guys to do that, you guys can do that, right? Based on what you learned today. Create a date table from scratch using that sales data from before. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's experiment with this dates. Let me try to do the day short name. The day short name. Okay, let me use DD. Just 3 Ds. The format time I use 4 Ds. Now let me use 3 Ds. What's happening? See, do you see what happened? Hello, we saw that we've created another column named day short name. Mon, Tues, Wens, when, Those. If I can create another thing now immediately. Another column. Let me use it to do what's the last day of each month. Abi, sorry, yes, last date. Let me do last date. Okay, no. This is a date. This is a date. Sorry, this one will not return something nice. Let me pull out the months name dates table. Okay, I'll use format, then dates table, then comma. How am I formatting the months? The short form. Yes, I think that should work. Okay, so now we can see that this is all Jan, this is all Feb, this is all April, May, then JUN. If you want, let's experiment with this though. Let me put only one single M. Will it return an error? Yep, it's returned. It's that M shows that I'm asking for only the number. If we use 2 M's, what does that signify? It says that I'm asking for the number, but with 2 digits. Okay, let me use 4 M's now. It will be the full month. I'm sure it will return the full month. Yes, it's returned the full month. What else? Is it possible that I can bring something with 5? Yeah, it's 5. It's even returned. It's returned the month and the number. It's 6. What does it do? It will return 0 1. Yes, it's extra number. But now I don't think it will do anything for 7. Let's see. See now it return both the long form plus the short form together. So that's just that about this. So the assignment I'm going to be giving you guys based on this date table, right, is that you guys should create a date table from scratch with your own choice. At least, just like I did here, at least 7, yes, at least 7 columns. Sorry, is that noted? Uh, someone hear me? Hello? Ayomide Ogunoike. Why they clap? So we are going to create. You guys should create a date table from scratch. I'll summarize it again. When you want to create a date table, you just go to modeling. Okay, let me do this. On this page, you go to modeling, new table, name it dates, then use in the formula bar, you put calendar, you put date equals to calendar auto, then you put what else? That's when you now link it in your model view. Yeah, I hope we followed. Link it in the model view, then come back to table view and just be experimenting. Give me at least 7 columns. When you do that, take a take a screenshot. Some of us know how to do that already. I feel like yes, I think some of us take a screenshot of the first 4 rows. I'll be just like this major part, Sha. Just take a screenshot of this top, and then I'll see all the columns you used. I'll be all the columns you created. Why I'm using screenshot and not that you should submit the Power BI file is because Power BI company, Microsoft, they have a way of handling sharing of Power BI files, and it's a bit complex. Like to share a Power BI file, you have to do all that, a lot of other things and stuff. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. The format stuff is also up here, Trisha. You can also change how your kidney is looking. How that your main date is looking. You can also change it from here. So something like this. See, are we seeing a lot of formats here? A lot of formats. 14 March 2001. 14 March 2001. Wednesday, 14 March 2001. 140301. 14301. 14.3.01. Basically, just like that. It just has a lot of. Okay, even one time I was working with language data and it even showed me Yoruba, showed me Igbo, and I was even like, nice, nice, nice. Because there are some times that you have to work. I'm not sure about that, but you might have to work with language data at some point. But definitely, there's something that you definitely work with map data, Sha. Yeah. So that's that on dates tables for today. Yes. Thank you very much for that. So I'll just use this few remaining time to explain what I can on visualization. And then, if possible, we can set up a class for tomorrow that's for me to complete the visualization because I can't just run visualization in 20 minutes or 10 minutes that we have left. Okay, so that's that for that. What's this? Let me close this. Okay, I'll close later. Okay, so let me share something else. Okay. So let me share on that slide. There's a new slide, but this one is not that important. I'll share it together after the class. There's a new slide I'm going to share now. It's called Data Visualization Basics. That's what I'm going to be using for this next class. Data Visualization Basics. Sorry, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, you can see it.
So what's showing?
It is blank.
Just a plain white.
Jesus, it's not meant to do that. Just like someone said the other day, my RAM is getting slower. Try. You God provide. Anyway, okay, so now this is the new slide. Data visualization in Power BI is it's not that it's not as much as the previous one. It's because it contains a lot of demonstrations rather than just why is Facebook doing that? Rather than just explanation. So now welcome to data visualization in Power BI. Data visualizations. So data visualization in Power BI, most times we can split it into 2 parts: dashboards and reports. Normally, Power BI is used for like report taking. Normally, it's report taking that is on their mind when they first like put mind in like creating Power BI because you are meant to use to create a dashboard slash report. What, let me just search for a random dashboard. Okay. Um, what's a dashboard? Okay, let me show you this images. This is a dashboard. Share this tab instead. Why is it not open? Why is it not open? Why is it not open? Okay, how many of us here have used health apps like things like fitness app that will track our running and things like that? How many of us have used something like that? Okay, so things like that. So if it's a let me not say definitely that it is one, but most times the data scientists and data analysts that created something that they can use to track it. Normally on your watch it is minimized. I mean it's still a dashboard. I be still yes, still a dashboard. On your phone is minimized, but most times it's something like this. Trying to open the dashboard large. You can see something like this. Can you guys see this tab? Okay, so this see this tab. Now this is a dashboard. This dashboard here, what does it show? It shows new wins, trial win rates, new MRR, paid views. This MRR starts by country and MRR. Can someone just tell me like this as with what you can see here, right? Can someone just tell me what data visualization is this? This one, this two, that is this 230. Okay, good. Yep. I like that we got it immediately because even me before I even knew Power BI at all, I was always like I had no idea that that particular thing had its own name. Most times when I'm using Excel, when I'm using Python, I don't see something called a card visualization. But Power BI made it paramount to know that card visualizations are also very important because you have to show like some numbers because some numbers you just have to see it, but the executives have to just see it. So now this is a card visualization here. This one here is a card visualization. This one is called a donut. This is a donut chart, almost similar to a pie chart, but it's a donut, just like normal donut and normal pie. So this one is I think this is a scatter chart. This is a scatter chart. This is a scatter chart. I think it's a bubble chart too. There's something called a bubble chart. We'll find out. Then this one is a clustered column chart. Be stacked. Is it stacked? Okay, I think it's stacked. This is a stacked column chart. So now there's something we have up here. This is what is called a slicer. These things here, this month, services, posts. Those are what is called slicer. I mean, this thing looks this particular dashboard actually looks very good. That there's one that we can even recreate it in our Kine eventually. Maybe I should even save this page so we can recreate it when we have our next class. Abi, yes, when we have our next class, we can recreate it. So executive dashboard. Let me save that. I've saved it so that tomorrow when we come back, that's if you guys are available tomorrow, we can recreate this exact thing. For now, we just have to learn how to create each one without errors. Okay, so now where am I? Where am I? Back to my slide. So now that's the dashboard I just showed you guys. Now, what a report is, a report most times is multiple pages of that dashboard. Do we get that? Do we get that? I need some thumbs up. Don't be using the chat. Don't be using the chat. Yeah. Nobody heard me. Did anybody hear me? Wow. There's something wrong with my audio. Hello. Can everyone hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I was saying that a report is basically multiple dashboards. A report is usually sometimes a report can be the normal report we know. Sometimes it can be the normal report we know. Like we are writing a report of um report. We went to the farm today. We went to these places today. That we did this particular things. But normally in Power BI, a report refers to like multiple dashboard pages. I remember when we were starting the Power BI class, I told you guys that down here, down around this side of the Power BI page, there's something called pages, right? I was telling you guys to create new pages for different things. Normally, let me tell you how most people create their own dashboards. They'll do different pages of different visualizations relating to different things. Then in their final dashboard page, they'll now create like the dashboard with some visuals from those different pages. Now, a report is like multiple collection of report and multiple collection of good dashboards. Okay, so moving on. Dashboard tells us about critical business or operational metrics, often in real time. Single pane of glass, meaning that it's usually one page. Then it is the norm for Power BI, even when we call them reports. But a report, it provides more detailed information on business or operational metrics, usually delayed, and it's usually delayed. Like now, if it's a dashboard, just like I said, you guys use fitness apps, running apps, walking steps, things like that. In real time, as you are doing it, is updating. It's showing you the addition. It's showing you what you did on Monday. It's showing what is updating. But a report usually most times like maybe later you downloaded the report for each day, something like that. You're like, okay, please, what's my report for every single day that I've been here? Something like that. So basically that's what a report is. Then is the internet fit on sheets of paper, not just on screen. Because most times people want to print their report so they can see these metrics. So they can see some text, some explanations concerning those particular things. So what next? It is called paginated reports in Power BI. That's all for that. So now sometimes there are some questions you have to ask when you're doing data visualization. Who is the target of who is your target audience for your dashboard? Who is your target audience for your dashboard? Who is your target audience for your dashboard? What just happened? They want me again. Okay, 15 minutes again. I guess we'll have to end this class in 15 minutes. So I'll just show you guys some basics like things in calls. So who is the target audience for your dashboard? Target audience for our dashboards can be people like a CEO, a product manager, a department manager, a basically any any position of like author. It can be. Sorry, I'm not saying that it is and must be. You can create a dashboard for your manager. You can create it for your CEO. You can also create a dashboard for the end user. You can even create it for yourself. Like maybe you're just randomly working on an analysis. You can put a card there, you can put a column chart there, so you can know that okay, what's changing as I'm changing this data. So an example of dashboards created for user is that one I mentioned multiple times. The fitness app. You're an end user. Samsung created it for you. Abi, who else creates? Apple. All of them. They created it for you so you can see what you are doing on the sports, how fast you are going, how many steps you've taken. That's for you, the end user. Then they also some people in those companies they also create for their CEOs, their product managers. So their product manager can see that okay, have we met this particular metric? Have we reached this particular amount of money we are trying to make? Have we sold this amount of products? That's your target audience for your dashboard. Okay. So how do you envision the audience utilizing your dashboard? How do you expect them to use it? An end user will use it for his own personal stuff. You'll be looking at, okay, have I achieved this goal? Just like the CEO too will be looking at, have we achieved this goal as a company? What specific actions do you want your audience to take based on the insights you presented? Okay, if I'm an end user and I've seen that I've taken 2,000 steps today, I don't think I've taken up to 100 steps today. But anyway, based on that, I'll now see, okay, I've not taken 100 steps today. My card has shown me that. Then now I'll now take an active step to go and make more steps, to walk around my compound, to walk in the city, to walk down the streets. So basically, but if it's a CEO, okay, should we focus on this place more? Should we make sure that we are selling in this particular place more? Should we create more of these products? Now, are you displaying the proper metrics effectively for your audience? Imagine you were an end user working on fitness now, and then you were working on fitness, and then your dashboard is showing something related to how much. Let me use prayer. Your dashboard is relating how much you have prayed for the day. How does your prayer time or your prayer length relate to your fitness? No, it does not. So that's a bad visual to show on that particular dashboard. So you have to know that you are showing the right thing. If we are showing sales data now, imagine we are now showing that okay, we are showing our dates. Or no, let me use it because date is actually kind of important to our to some dashboards. Something like let me check this our Power BI. Okay, for now, let's just say I'm showing delivery due dates on a profit dashboard. Why am I showing delivery due date on a profit dashboard? That's very wrong. So that will be useless to my CEO. You'll be wondering what concerns him with the delivery due date on the dashboard. So we have to know we are using the appropriate metrics effectively for our audience. Most times when I like one thing about me, I like to follow the basics. When I'm creating a dashboard, I always go back. I'll probably go back to these questions that okay, who am I making this for? Then I'll start writing it down. I'll write it down that okay, I'm creating for this person, I'm creating for this particular work, I'm creating for that. So that's that on that. I always come back to these questions when I'm creating my dashboard. Thank you very much for that. So now today we are going to be using the new data set. I'll be sorry tomorrow. because I don't think the time will permit us for today. But tomorrow we're going to be using a new, I mean, our next class, we're going to be using a new data set. Now, this is the fact table of the data set. And sorry, there are 4 tables in this data set. Right now, we are using a sales data set. I told you guys that sales data set is part of a bigger thing called Adventures Works data set. So that we are putting Adventure Works on the side by now. We could have used Adventure because it has more tables too and all that, but we only use the sales table. But today we're going to use a brand new data set called, what's it called again? Is it Contours Warehouse? I'll find out and I'll tell you guys. But basically, so there are 4 tables in this. There's the orders, it contains sales order information. There's the returns, it contains orders that has been returned to the company. There's the products, details about products, and there's the retailers, information related to the customers. So now in our practice for data visualization, we're going to be creating visuals that are going to relate to the audience we are talking to. So at some point in this class, we are going to be creating dashboard for our head of sales based on what he wants to know. We're going to be creating a dashboard for our product manager based on what he wants to know. And then we are going to be creating something for our chief commercial officer based on what she wants to know. It's my that's our sorry. The jobs have to be shared. So basically, different people can want different, what's the word? Different people can want different dashboards based on what they are doing. Normally, a chief commercial officer wants to see something based on how the sales are going in particular cities, or how the marketing is going, how the advertisement is going, because all those things commercial. But head of sales only want something related to sales. Product manager wants to see something related to what they are producing and how far along it's coming. So as we moving forward, okay, let's do an initial something on tables and scatter charts. I just name this thing tables and scatter charts. See, what if we don't use tables and scatter charts here? I mean, fair enough, we'll find out eventually. For now, let's use this sales data set. Tomorrow we'll start with the new data set. We'll even use the new data set tomorrow to start all over again with these tables. But for now, let's use this sales data set. Are we cool with that? Okay, good. Thank you, Ahmed. Okay, so let's create a new page. What page are we on now? This is our Power BI. Most times, first thing some people do is rename their page. So now I'm renaming my page to what are we going to be checking here? Let's check our orders details. Our order details. Okay. Let's name it our order details. I've renamed my queue now. So now there's something. Let me introduce you guys to one table. Jesus. Oh, okay. Sorry. My time constraints. If the call ends in 8 minutes. Okay, we still have 8 minutes. Let me switch my screen. Sorry for that. Yeah, I always forget. I should get better at that. Are you guys seeing now? So now I renamed my page. When I say rename page, this is what I'm talking about down here. Can you see that? I renamed that thing is usually named page 1. So I renamed it to other details. So now let me introduce you guys to one new visual right now. I'm seeing that my filters pane is open. I'll close it. Now seeing that my data pane is open. I mean, I'll need it, but for now, let me just leave it. Let me leave it open. So now I'm going to introduce you guys to one visual. Like it's a basic visual, very basic, and it's called table. You'll be wondering now, why do you need a table visual? Even myself, I'm wondering till now, why do you need a table visual? But sometimes you need it to be able to see what you are plotting on another visual. Just like we need card to see just like sometimes we need card to see what our numbers are saying. Sometimes we need table to just see some details about it. So now there's something called matrix. It's just like a table, but a different form. But for now, let's just see our table. So now let's just add some things to put something in this table that we're going to see. It's just like we are creating this table once again. You guys can see this table, right? I think you guys should be confirming for me now. Okay, so you guys should. So right now, I'm just this is the main table here, but there's a visual code table that you can just use to see a few things from here, especially based on filters. So for now, I'm just going to create this table. Normally, when I created a table, it was right here. It's created like this. Let me first delete this one. Okay, I want to create a table. We can see that I'm going to the visualizations pane, right? This place right here. In this visualizations pane, there's a place called table. This is it right here. Okay. So table in the visualizations pane, I click it, it's created like that. So most times in most dashboards have a table. Most times people put a table down here. So that's what me I'm doing already. I move it down and I expanded it and I made it like this. So now I want to put some things to show on the I want to put some things to show on the table that okay, oh, these are the things I want to see on this table. So what are some things we want to show here? Let's check for our order. What's our order? Okay, let me check our. Should we put order number here? Let's put order number so we can see what the order is about. Okay, that's the first thing we are putting on that table. Yeah, that is deleted. Okay, that's order number. What else should we put? Products. Let's put the products. Okay, instead of product, why don't you put products? Should we put product category instead? Let's put the product too. Then let's put the price, the cost and the price. Put those two things. And then let's put okay. Is this summarizing it? Say I'm going to summarize my stuff for change them for you. Okay, so it's not summarizing it, it's just putting some on top. I don't know. Okay, so for now, we've put our order number, products, and some of item cost and item price. Let's also put profits. So for now, we can see that okay, we've brought a visual out here about concerning table. Now I'm going to introduce you guys to something else called a slicer. I showed you guys what a slicer is earlier from that dashboard I saw on Google. A slicer is something you can use to filter a table. I be sorry, a visual. So now the slicer here is let me check our time so I'll know when to round up. Okay, in 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, I'll be over. Okay, so now I'll bring a slicer out from the visualizations panel. Is a visual. So this is a slicer here. I'm going to put the slicer on the side, on the corner. Most times it's always a tight place. So what I want to put the slicer here is I want to order this thing by year. Like so that when my CEO opens it, and he wants to see something that we did in 2019, he can select. Look how I'll do that. I'll just carry the year and I'll drop it on the slicer. So now I have a slider here, which I don't even want. How they give me a slicer? A slider. How they give me a slider? Sorry. Sure. I don't like that they are giving me a slider, sure. Nonsense. Anyway, you can just eventually we'll learn how to edit it and change it away from a slider type. You can use a slider, you can use a selector, or you can use a text if anyway. For now, so we are using a slider. So now my CEO says, okay, they will show me what we end in 2017. I'll just move the slider to the first one. So now our table is showing these things that are down here. I'm showing you guys here that I'm moving. It's showing only the things that were from 2017. Down here, you can see a summary, a total 2,300,000, 1,863,000 If I change that to 2017 to 2018, now it has increased. It's showing what we did in 2017 and 2018. It's showing what we did in 2017 and 2018. I need to know that you guys are following, right? You guys are following. I need to know. Okay, good, good. Thank you very much. But the class will have to end soon, and I don't want to take you guys' time into 6 p.m. Also, I just want to go and play some basketball. But for now, let me just close this class by telling you guys that okay, so this is how we created this. This is this is something called a slicer because it's used to filter our visualizations. Let's say now I now created a line chart. I want to see our profits by time, something like other dates and profits. Now this is a kidney chart. So now I want to see only what we made in 2019. I can move it down. Everything will change. Everything on that page will change. I mean, that's giving you guys something to think about for now, and we'll continue this tomorrow. I'll send a link for you guys to do that, to join. So tomorrow we'll meet, guys. Let me say goodbye to you guys here. And the only assignment for today is to create a date table from scratch. When you do that, then screenshot and send. Thank you very much, guys. You can start exiting the meeting for now. I'll be till tomorrow. Okay, goodbye.